everyone, and welcome to today's exclusive live stream, where we will talk about latest advancements and trends unveiled at this year's Google I/O conference. And we have two special guests, expert software engineers from Silicon Valley, who attended the conference this year, Carlos Rosas and Andrew Waszkiewicz, and they are ready to share the insights from the conference and answer your questions. So please don't hesitate, drop your questions in the comments below. And today we will discuss, will robots will take over humans? Could AI somehow replace some of professional workers? Gemini or ChatGPT, and much more. So my name is Kate Hateva, and I'm a leadership and career coach here in Silicon Valley. And my passion for developing people's talent and community building led me to found a nonprofit organization called Career Pathway Institute, where we help people to thrive and be successful in their careers in the US. My team is very passionate about using AI tools, and we are constantly learning new tools, and we're learning how to leverage those tools in our daily operation and boost our productivity. So it will be very helpful for us to learn more about AI. And I'm super excited because today I have two bright minds, Carlos and Andrew, and I can't wait to start this conversation with you. Thank you so much for joining. And let me briefly introduce you. So Carlos, he's a software engineer at Gusto with more than 15 years experience, and he's passionate about mobile development, and he's spent his spare time with his beautiful wife and his 14 years old dog, Josephina, who is sleeping right there on the carpet. And let me introduce Andrew. He's a software engineer at Reddit. He's passionate about Android and Kotlin. And in his spare time, he loves to hike and play with his two cats. And some of the cats, I saw it before. So he's sleeping and giving emotional support. So do you like to add something else? Do you like to introduce yourself and add more details about you and your passion to AI?
I can jump in right here.
Please.
I mean, I'm not really passionate about AI, but I believe that it's going to be something really important in the next years. I think that definitely if you don't jump in, you're going to be left behind. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here and happy to answer any questions that anybody may have. So I don't know, Andrew, what about you?
Yeah, I can say that I've been passionate about AI since I was in college. But unfortunately, my career steered in another way. But I still want to keep up with it. And I really like discussing it and potential outcomes and how it can transform in the future. So yeah, that's why I'm here to have a discussion with you.
Thank you so much. So without further ado, let's start with the questions. And my first question is about how did you get the tickets? Because I know it's very competitive and not everyone just can go and buy the ticket. It's kind of a lottery, am I right? Like, what was your experience? How did you get it? Carlos.
So yes, it's a lottery. Back in the day, I mean, Google I/O is kind of old. It's at least, I don't remember, at least 10 years old, I guess. So back in the day, whenever you wanted to go to attend the Google I/O conference, you had to pay for the ticket, right? And the ticket was quite expensive, like $1,000, 1,000 something dollars, right? So if you wanted to go there, you had to pay for it. And even paying wasn't a guarantee that you would get a ticket. So I don't know. I think after the COVID, because COVID, the Google I/O was completely online, and after that, they were not asking for any ticket. I was surprised to discover that I had to pay for my ticket, right? But yeah, you're right. The ticket is it's kind of like a raffle, like a lottery system. So you just register yourself and cross your finger, hoping to get a ticket.
It's pure luck.
Yeah.
Andrew, how did you get your ticket?
Well, I guess I was lucky. So I tried to get to Google I/O several times. And the first one, actually the first and the last one that I won the lottery was in 2020. And then, pandemic happened. So I watched it online at home. And this year, we had a very productive collaboration with Google. So I just got an invite from Google via Reddit. So yeah, that's how I got the ticket.
Wow, that's pure luck. So knowing that you had this experience attending conference online and being there in person, does it worth it? Like you spend there 2 full days. Is it the same? Like you just can watch a summary later, just spend 1 hour, 2 hours learning about like summary what happened, or it's better to go there in person? What do you think?
I can go. In every single conference, they speak about a lot of stuff, right? Web development, new products like mobile development, specifically Android, new products and frameworks and such, right? So again, I just watch. It's so much information and so much stuff going on that I just watch what I really like. So I mean, I'm not really into web development, right? So I kind of like ignore that. So this time it was surprising. It was a lot of AI everywhere. Uh, I was surprised to see that there were not that many updates on any other front. They were just showcasing Gemini, and it felt more like they're trying. Well, it doesn't felt they are trying to sell their product, right? So it's just Google trying to sell Gemini. I didn't see as much as I would like to see, uh, um, but yeah, that was my experience.
Andrew, what about you? Because you was joining this conference online since the pandemic started. Was it worth it?
It was worth to me to go there in person. I would say that yes, you can obviously watch it all online, and you won't miss any updates. However, if you want to talk to people, to network, if you want to get some insights, like what are people thinking of, like the updates, you can talk to Googlers, you can talk to many other interesting people. So that's a huge bonus. And it was my first Google I/O. That's why I'm a little bit biased, but I think it was very useful. And if you have an opportunity to go there, you should try it at least once.
So what impressed you the most? Like maybe some new technology, new feature, the atmosphere in general. What was like wow, and you still like can't forget it? Andrew, do you remember what impressed you?
Yeah, I think the thing that impressed me the most was when they asked Project Astra. It's a new AI system that they announced to describe what was Project Astra doing in the previous keynote. So the first demo was pre-recorded and shown on the keynote, and then they asked this AI assistant to watch the video of the keynote on the second keynote. So it wasn't pre-recorded, and the AI assistant was pretty impressed with what it was doing in the previous video. So it was a bit scary, but it also showed like endless opportunities of how it could be evolving in the future.
Wow. Carlos, what about you? What impressed you the most?
Yeah, I will agree with the same. Like, Project Astra was great. It was more kind of like a philosophical awakening. Like, man, I mean, an AI is describing itself, right? Like, it's the AI was saying, oh, this AI looks great, and it was like, wow. I mean, but yeah, it was really cool to see, or not to see, to think about all the combined technologies, AI, augmented reality, kind of virtual reality, artificial intelligence. It was like, wow. But the fact that Astra was describing itself, well, like, wow, this is kind of weird and amazing at the same time, but it's cool.
Wow, should we start to be like nervous? And should everybody learn and educate themselves about AI, at least how to use ChatGPT? Like, what's your thoughts about interacting with AI? Andrew, what do you think? Should everybody learn more? Maybe obtain certificates or pass any training? I know that Google, they just released a new certificate about AI. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think so. I don't think that people should get a degree in machine learning right away. Although it will help definitely if you want to get a job in this field and you'll stand out more. But I think everyone shouldn't shy away from AI and learn how to use it in their daily life, in their work, if they can, obviously, due to privacy regulations and all that stuff. And also, I mean, it's I'm curious about how it works, and I've been reading about it. I still have a very vague idea how LMs work, and like there are research papers being published like by companies like Anthropic, and they're trying to figure out how it works. So it's still a mystery. It's still in early stages, but the more you're informed, the more better suited you are for the future.
Carlos, what do you think? Should we educate ourselves about AI? Like how to use it?
I don't think is needed, right? It's kind of like a crypto. I mean, if you are into that thing, of course, yes, right? Like certification will help. If you are pursuing some AI career, go for it. Definitely, you need to know that, right? But if you work in a job or in a industry which doesn't really require AI, there's no need. I mean, you as a consumer, you will have it for free. Indeed, you already have it for free, and you don't even know. But again, if you are really interested, yeah, definitely go for it. But I don't think it's gonna be a game changer. I don't think it's gonna be like a wow. This is gonna potential. Sorry, it's not gonna potentially increase my odds to get, I don't know, a new job, right? Or like it's gonna turn my like office hours from 8 to 1. No, it's not gonna, at least not now. But yeah, that's what I think.
Well, thank you so much for this perspective. My next question will be about how do we interact with AI? So I was reading some reviews, and one of my friend Erika Barr wrote that it's clear that we are standing on the cusp of a transformative era in technology, the Gemini era. And this shift is not just about new tools and products. It's about a comprehensive change in how we interact with and utilize AI across various domains. So, what's your perspective? How do you think our interaction with AI will change over the time? Carlos, what do you
Okay.
think?
Yeah. So again, AI, we're using AI right now, right? Everybody's using it. I mean, you have Siri on your iPhone. Now you're gonna have Astra on your Pixel, but you're already using it. A different form of AI, but you already have it. I mean, if you are watching YouTube and you have these recommended videos, that is AI. You have a Tesla, AI. Pretty much AI is everywhere. The thing is like you don't see it. It's there, but you don't see it. It's designed in such a way so you're not gonna see it. Waymo AI. I mean, is there? I think that the interaction is happening already, but we just don't know. LinkedIn, all the recommendation for connection, Facebook, everybody is using AI already. So how it's gonna change? I don't know. I think that it's gonna be up to each one of us. The best example is Andrew was talking about Project Astra. Think about Project Astra as a sort of Siri, right? I don't think it gonna depends about each one of us. I haven't used Siri. I don't know. I don't know anybody around me that uses Siri on daily basis. I mean, I don't know anybody. So I don't think there's gonna be somebody who's gonna be using Astra all the time, all the days. I don't think so. So, but I agree that in the industry, at least in terms of like a merchandising, I don't know, like a non-user facing features, yeah, it's gonna be there.
Thank you. Andrew, what do you think? How are we gonna change our interaction with AI in the future?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would say a philosophical question. So there are several aspects to it, I think. So first one is, I think LLMs just brought a new way of organizing and analyzing the huge amounts of data. So I like to compare it to the creation of the internet, although some people like to compare it with like electricity, because I feel like with internet, there were a lot of computers disconnected from each other. And the very first idea was to connect them so that they can exchange some data. And people thought they were going to be using them to read, I don't know, published articles from other parts of the world. So it was connecting the dots so that they can access the, a lot more information. And LLMs seem to be a new way of just synthesizing the critical information that you need right now. So there are still huge oceans of data, but like they can access it more quickly and produce the more relevant, more precise result than just searching for articles or whatever using any search engine. So the way that information is being accessed, it already changed. And what could happen like in the future, I think, yeah, I wouldn't say that people will start using it right away. Like they don't really use existing tools, I think. But there is this danger of relying on AI agents too much. So, for example, people will delegate their like decision making or just critical thinking to ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever else. Again, probably laziness will win, and that's going to be cool if people won't bother themselves just going and asking, okay, tell me what you think about this. So I think it could be dangerous in this context, but yeah, it also always reminds you that you should like train your critical thinking, I think.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I remember once we was talking with Carlos about AI, just at the race of this AI hype. And once he told me that they were discussing it with the colleagues at work, like how we should use it. And he told me that using AI, it's basically like having a super junior colleague at work. So you just need to double check, triple check, but don't delegate this decision making to AI. So do you think any like disadvantages of people relying on AI a lot? Because that's what I see recently, even in our nonprofit, in our organization, that instead of putting much time to think properly and to generate some content for social media, we just delegating it to AI. Like for marketing, it's perfect tool. For which other spheres, it's a good tool, and in which industries it's better to still like to be conservative and put a lot of your own thoughts in your own work. What industries? Yeah, Carlos.
So yeah, it's dangerous. It's kind of dangerous because this AI is generative. Generative means that it is great to create new things, right? It's great to create new pictures, new videos, new text. The text specifically is great. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of it's coherent, is cohesive. It's great. But again, I was reading an article like a couple of months ago where somebody tried to ask for a scholarship. I think it was in England or somewhere around there, and he used ChatGPT, and the ChatGPT created super fancy letter, but it create like some facts about this person being from this city, but the city didn't even exist.
Wow.
So I mean, the letter was so cohesive, it made sense, but didn't exist, right? I have another anecdote. I heard this about a company I can name that they say, okay, let's use AI so we can provide a financial advice for users, right?
Oh, good.
And they were testing the AI, and obviously, if you ask to an AI, hey, how can I get another source of income, right? AI is gonna tell you, oh yeah, you can start to sell drugs. I mean, what kind of, just imagine the legal nightmare that will be for a company, right? Like, so yeah, it's illegal, but it's another source of income. So yeah, I mean, I think it's dangerous. And on top of that, I know about some other companies that they are working on the other way around, right? They are working to detect AI or AI generated text or media. So the possibilities are there, but we need to be careful about that.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Andrew, what do you think?
I agree with Carlos. I think it's not safe to use it in sensitive areas, and you should always double check. Ideally, talk to an expert if you want to. Actually, if you want to get advice, just go to an expert, a human expert. That's the best recommendation. But I think we can still use it for things like proofreading your messages and just quickly getting some summary about the topic that you're not familiar with, or just using it as an advisor, which won't be your financial advisor, obviously, but like a coach or just a tool that will help you get through things that you don't have enough pointers to. So yeah, I would say that at this stage, it's not ready to use in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
I would like to add something really important that Andrew mentioned. So you need to keep in mind that everything that you write, everything that you send to Gemini, ChatGPT, everything is gonna stay there. So obviously, if you want to say, hey, you know what, I want to improve this piece of code that I'm using on my work, and that piece of code has sensitive data,
Oof.
you're gonna be in trouble. So yeah, you need to think about it, right? Because that is how this kind of AI is being fed. So all the information that you are asking is the actual information that they are using to generate new content. So just be careful about that.
Thank you so much for bringing this piece of information. And I really want to highlight that be very, very careful with what you put in ChatGPT or any other AI tool, like what kind of information you're sharing. And please don't share any personal details, like your email, your address, your phone number, especially like any like financial information, because it's gonna stay there and somebody will take advantage of that. So even if you have your own corporate AI, so I know that some companies, they are buying AI for the company, but even before sharing some sensitive data from the company, please ask what you can share, what you can't share, because yeah, you need to get some proper training, what's allowed and what's not allowed. So be very, very careful what you fed, like what you feed to the AI. Thanks so much for bringing this issue. We have already some questions from the audience. Let's read. I feel that I'm not inspired by technical subjects and work, but I feel severe fear of missing out from the fact that I'm not immersed in this topic. What are your personal plans for studying AI?
So Andrew, want to take this one or?
Oh, you already
Okay,
started. Yeah.
okay, I already started. So yeah, again, I went there. I saw. I mean, you keep listening AI here, ChatGPT there, and Gemini there, right? And everybody is AI is everywhere.
Yeah.
So of course, right, you're like, okay, something great is cooking, right? But at least personally, for what I saw from Google, say, well, they did this, they did this other stuff. What I can actually use on my daily work, right? Like, okay, this is kind of useful. I'm gonna give it a shot. but studying about AI, just like a technical articles. Like I don't see myself getting a master's degree on AI, but just to maybe a certificate, but on this very specific topic that relates with my career, right? Obviously, I'm not gonna take a certificate on I don't know, creative text for writing for English language or something like that. I don't know. I don't see myself doing that. It has to be related to my work, just to get my workload more light. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, that's my take.
Thank you. Andrew, how do you want to educate yourself about AI?
I'd like to say it depends on the person and their goals. So personally, I would love to take some course related to AI, like some course in machine learning, because I'm just curious about it. And I really want to know how it works, and maybe I'll try it out and see that it's not that scary. And to address the first part of the question, the only way out is through. So if you feel FOMO and you feel like you're not, catching up with the topic and with trends, just spend some time and educate yourself. And it's going to get easier to understand, and maybe it'll be even entertaining and not so scary.
I think this question also goes to me as a host, so I can share my experience. Recently, I started to educate myself about AI, and I'm still taking the course from Microsoft, and it's just the fundamentals of AI. And to be honest, it's very basic information, but it helps me a lot to understand what is generative AI, what other type of AI exists, and how to use search, and like for which purposes I better use AI tools. So it's very eye-opening. Like I don't need to use AI for any single task, like for any single purpose. And I know that a lot of my friends, they already started to use ChatGPT or Perplexity just for search. So, like, why why do you need to ask that questions from AI if just simple Google search will work? So that's also very interesting to educate yourself. Like, why do you need to use it? Like, for which task and for which purposes it makes sense to use AI, and where just conservative methods like we used for decades still will be working fine for us. That's my experience of educating myself about AI. So talking about AI is everywhere. We are living in Silicon Valley. Probably we feel it even more because we are hearing it on every conference. Even Google I/O was dedicated mostly to AI. And talking about entrepreneurship, about business, it seems like it's a latest hype, latest trends, and it's very hard to get attention from investors or from consumers if there is no sparkle of AI added. So what do you think? Is it another like bubble, another trend, and it will pass soon, or it makes sense and it will stay longer than we think?
I can jump in here again.
Sure.
So I don't think so. I think well, there is a bubble for sure, AI bubble, but I don't think it's gonna be like crypto or like at the NFTs, right? I think it's just this is actually useful, and I think that companies are gonna learn how to monetize this AI trend. And again, at the end of the day, this is business. So if this new tool is going to generate more revenue, of course they're gonna push for that. So I honestly believe that yes, it's here to stay, but I don't think it's gonna be like a huge. There's gonna be a huge contrast. Like okay, it's gonna revolutionize everything in 1 week. No, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen, but not that fast. Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. What do you think? Is it another bubble?
Well, I think I don't think it's a bubble. I just think it's a bit overhyped at the moment. And I feel like there are a lot of companies nowadays which feel like they should put some AI product in their ecosystem just because it's trendy, but they don't necessarily get enough revenue from it. So yeah, for some businesses, it could be very beneficial. Like if you have a I don't know, like you can have a chatbot based on like ChatGPT and automate a lot of things in your processes, but it doesn't have to be like it's not a silver bullet. And I feel like in the future, it's going to be several companies that provide very efficient, very like quality tools like Jira. There is Jira and everyone uses Jira and there are a lot of alternatives. So it's going to be like that. But the need to integrate it in your own products will probably fade away. And everyone will be using it the same way everyone is using Google search or any other search engine. It's just now it's this wave of hype when everyone thinks, oh, we should ride this wave. Otherwise, it's going to be bad. I don't think so.
Thank you so much for sharing this perspective. Lately, I started to talk with different career coaches, and we're discussing resumes and all these things, how to stand up from the crowd, because there's a lot of layoffs and a lot of people are looking for a new job. So some of the career coaches, they recommend to put something about AI in your resume, maybe in your summary or in certificates, just to show that you understand how AI works and that you will be more like preferred candidate among the others. Like, what do you think? Should we enhance our resumes with AI knowledge? I can see that Andrew want to say something.
Yeah, I've read several opinions on that. I think unless you apply for a AI specific position, it's probably not necessary. I've also seen that there are vacancies where there is a line in job description which says we want people who are passionate about AI or can use AI tools in their daily work, which means that yes, it's a keyword that is very important. It seems to be very important. So you should include it in your resume if you want to get an interview. But I don't think you have to get a certificate just to show that you're like a AI centric person. It's probably not going to help you. So I think you should focus on your primary skills. Of course, if you have a certificate, it won't help, but I wouldn't pursue it, you know, specifically for that purpose.
Got it. Carlos, what do you think? Should
Exactly,
we
team.
sprinkle?
Exactly, team. So if you are a florist and you are planning to be a florist, flower salesman or saleswoman, you don't need it. Why? Right. So, but if you are like a full stack engineer in charge of AI framework, yes, of course you need it, right? So I don't think it's a requirement. It may give you some extra points, but again, personally, I don't believe that's going to be like a deterministic yes or no. I mean, it may give you a little bit of extra points, but like Andrew mentioned, if you are thinking to pay 2K for a certificate on AI, I don't think it's worth it. But just to put it on your resume, I don't think it's worth it. If you're going to pay that money, it's because you are really interested, right? Like you are really curious about AI, but not just to put it in, or to have it in your resume.
Got it. So talking about skills, like what to actually put in your resume and like where to focus and what to double down, knowing that AI is rising and basically you can learn anything within a couple of months, what other skills, maybe soft skills, you need to approach? Like how you need to develop yourself? What do you think, Carlos? Like what skills we need to develop?
So I don't know. I think that just being a fast learner, right? And eager to learn. Like if you are like a craving for that desire of learning something new, I think that's a good experience. So sometimes when you are looking for somebody, that person may not meet the bar, but you notice the attitude. Like this guy the desire, right? Or he's really open to feedback, or he likes to learn. He learned, I don't know, this language from scratch on his own time. That's a better signal than having a certificate, in my opinion. I have seen so many candidates like that, like, oh, I'm coming from this company, and they have no idea. They just have the title, but they don't know. I mean, and I have seen other candidates that they don't have that specific certification, but they are more open, more eager to learn. So I think that's the attitude.
Yeah, like continuous learning. Just
That's right.
don't stop to learn new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that is the nature, right? At least from as a software engineer, that's the nature. I mean, if you are thinking to learn one thing only and stay there, you're in the wrong career. So yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. What skills should we double down? Like, what should we start?
I completely agree with Carlos here. If you use AI tools just as a crutch to help you pass an interview or even do your job, you won't get too far, because you probably won't get that job in the first place. But yeah, speaking seriously, I think soft skills are very important, and they're becoming even more important because there are a lot of things that could be automated with LLMs now. Yes, you have to verify the solutions, but it can be done faster, and you don't have to spend so much time on them. But you can delegate communication or decision making. This is what contributes to good leadership. And if you're good at problem solving or just using some tools, you're very good at tools. If you can't communicate clearly, no one's going to pay any attention to how many certificates you have or how good you are in other fields.
Thank you so much for bringing this topic about being a good leader. So you've been on the conference and you've seen a lot of new features and new tools introduced by Google. Have you seen anything that can be beneficial for leaders or for managers? How they can leverage those tools for productivity or for performance? Like, have you seen anything that catch your attention? Let's start with Carlos.
For you mean for leadership, right, and productivity?
Yeah.
I don't saw anything like that. I mentioned some tools like a Firebase, right? They had these amazing Firebase improvements, but that is from a very technical perspective. But I think that they were announcing, well, you can indeed use Firebase to implement some marketing campaign, right, or whatever. I think that's useful. That's going to be really useful. But for leadership, I don't know. I think it's more like soft skills. Again, in my opinion, I have had amazing managers and leaders. I have worked with so many amazing people, and sometimes we were just using a Google Docs, right, or a piece of paper to keep track of our notes. So yes, it may be useful, but that's up to every single type of leadership type. Like okay, this mentor or this manager or this leader likes to lead this way. Everybody has their own ways. So I don't think it's very specific to a tool. Yeah.
Thanks. Andrew, have you seen anything that catch your attention that can be useful for leaders?
I don't think I've seen anything specific to leaders or leadership. I remember a lot of integrations into existing Google products like Gmail or Calendar. So yeah, it can help you to get a transcript of the meeting as a video, or just organize your tasks more efficiently and have a AI assistant have the whole context of your like emails, calendar, Slack, whatever. Yeah, I remember Project Astra, but it's more like a generic AI assistant, which is going to be useful for everyone. I mean, Google products are always inclusive and open to everyone. So yeah, I honestly don't remember anything specific to leadership. But again, you could use it for getting advice. For example, if you have a question that you can't really ask anyone, you can ask Gemini or ChatGPT. Obviously, you can't delegate decision making. You can say, "Oh, so I have an employee who did that and didn't do that, and like, what should I do? Should I fire him or her or no?" Obviously, not like that.
I know that sometimes you just have this temptation to write reviews to your colleagues, for example, whether it's 360 review and you have like 10 people in your team and everybody's asking for the review. Like, would you use ChatGPT or any kind of AI tool to help you to craft your message and do not be that probably direct, especially knowing that we are coming from direct cultures and we need to deliver this feedback and just like sugarcoat it a little bit? Like, would you use those tools for this purpose? Carlos, what do you think?
I think yes, I will use them. But yeah, Andrew mentioned something really important at the very beginning. Like I'm not thinking that I'm gonna use it and that's it done. Send the feedback. No, it's like okay, create this feedback for this person who is I don't know really dedicated, is a hard worker, but he lacks communications, right? And ChatGPT or Gemini can give me something, but I still need to work on top of that. I still need to proofread that. Okay, you know what? Oh, I forgot that time when this person helped me with this specific issue, right? And stuff like that. I mean, there is a lot of context that AI doesn't have. I'm gonna step back a little bit. Andrew mentioned something really interesting, right? I mean, you cannot just delegate AI some soft skills. You just can't. So probably, I mean, there is one coworker who's having a bad day, or I don't know, his stock died or whatever. No, I don't know what, right? So you can just tell AI, hey, what should I do, right? I mean, or probably you are dealing with a coworker who is very introvert. So again, it depends. So long story short, yes, I think you can use it, but again, we're going all the way back to the beginning. You still need to take care of it. You still need to proofread everything. You still need to be sure that that text or that media or that content has all the context possible and is safe.
Yeah, just to put as much detail as possible and double check, triple check before sending it to somewhere else. Okay, Andrew, would you use AI tools for writing feedback or just to moderate conversation with people from different cultures?
I think I would use it only if I wasn't sure that it's correct or I just needed to proofread something. With performance reviews and feedback, I think it's just not right to use it just because you can have the whole context. I mean, even with like 1 million tokens, you probably can, but I don't think so. Like, you can't put everything that person did, and if you can, even if you can provide a lot of details, you still need to proofread it. You need to make it concise. You need to, like, we were asked to make it shorter and simpler because less is more. So if you ask ChatGPT, it's not less, it's usually more. You can ask it to like make it more short, but again, it could be lacking some critical details. So I wouldn't use it. I would use it just to make sure that I'm not making any silly mistakes.
Got it. Thank you so much. So we are running out of time, and I have several questions from the audience. They sent it to me in advance. So what's your personal preferences, Gemini or ChatGPT? Andrew?
Claude. But seriously, I am more a frequent user of ChatGPT. I've only started using Gemini maybe a week ago when I saw it in Google search. And I still use 3.5 free version, so I'm not so experienced. But yeah, I should try Gemini and Claude more. So, yeah.
Thanks. Carlos, ChatGPT, Gemini.
Same here. I mean, I'm not like an avid AI user, but I have used ChatGPT a little bit, and I haven't had chance that many times to try Gemini. So I would say ChatGPT, but just because I've been using it the most.
So the next question is, could AI somehow replace some of professional workers? What do you think? Andrew?
Oh, Andrew, please take it away.
I think it's true. I don't think it will replace the whole professions. But yeah, some people can get laid off because of resource optimization, which is usually called this way. But I think it will be more important for people to start using it. So the ones who can use it efficiently, they'll probably not be, because someone needs to verify the results, right? Someone needs to proofread it again, and there's got to be someone working in this team. For now, I don't think it's too dangerous, but who knows?
Thank you. So, Carlos, next question is to you. Continue on this conversation. When robots will take over humans? Will they?
Soon. I mean, we have robots here already. Again, we have Waymo, we have the Roomba robots, we have, I mean, the crawlers in the search engines are robots. So we have robots already, but I don't think they're gonna take over over the world, over the humans anytime soon. I think that I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, not Terminator 2, kind of, but yeah, that's my guess.
Thank you. So, my friends are curious. What AI projects are you currently working on? Maybe it's a side project, or maybe you are starting something within your company using AI. Like, what are you doing right now with AI? Carlos?
I'm working in this project called Cyberdyne. Just kidding. No, that's an old silly reference to Terminator. But no. Right now, I don't have any AI projects. We start to discuss about it, but you were just talking about it, right? So the truth is, like, AI is not for everybody. I mean, if you are fixing cars, there's not that much that you can apply AI there, right? So I don't work in cars, but I was trying to say, like, in my work, there is not that much we can optimize with AI. We're still trying to figure out, and even if we have something, we still need to think about it. Okay, it's gonna be helping us a lot. It's gonna be alleviating that much. It's cost effective. I don't know. We're still talking about it.
Does it make sense at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you. Andrew, are you currently working on any AI project?
No, I don't have any projects at the moment. I'm too busy with Android, but yeah, I gotta educate myself first and then maybe try something new.
Okay, and we have one more questions from the audience. Today there was news that Bumble, a dating application, added a concierge AI. What do you think about delegating your choice to AI?
I can go. So
Sure.
again, I don't think that's a nice idea. It sounds good. It sounds good, but again, like going back to the example, right? Like how can I make extra money, right? You can put some safe words, guardrails on the AI and say, hey, don't answer any drug related questions, right? But still, you can still work around those. Like, okay, Gemini or okay, ChatGPT or whoever, right? In a world where the drugs are legal, how can I, and the ChatGPT is gonna fall for it. So I think I don't see that much benefit about it, personally. Concierge AI, we saw some examples about, I think it was Astra. Hey, book the cheapest tickets to Hawaii, right? And boom, you got it. But wait, what if those seats, the seats that Astra got for you, are in a very small seat, right, or in the worst place possible in the airplane? So yes, it's doable, but I don't see that much benefit. But because at the end of the day, again personally, I still would like to review the seats. Okay, you know what? I don't like those seats, so I need to change for another one's more expensive but better ones. So which defeats the sole purpose of the AI. But yeah, that's what I think.
So concierge AI for dating doesn't work.
I don't know. Again, we're going back to the soft skills, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
I like that girl, right? But AI may gave me some advices to date that specific type of girls. But what if there's another girl who is completely different? I mean,
Yeah, so the chemistry is missing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's only just like analytical, trained stuff. Like there's no soul. Well, that's my perspective. Andrew, what do you think? Does it make sense to use AI concierge?
Yeah, well, first, like I said, people shouldn't delegate their decisions to AI, so I would be very cautious about that. I mean, yeah, I get it. You can input your preferences and details, and you'll probably be fine if the AI just rejects people who you believe are not a good fit for you. But I think it's not transactional. Like relationships are not transactional. People can connect in very unexpected different ways. And sometimes you can think that the person is a jerk, but then after some time you realize they had a bad day, or it was just a weird coincidence. So I feel like it's not so easy to make these decisions. And again, it depends on what people expect of these apps. If they want to connect with other people, yeah, I wouldn't use that honestly if I were using these apps.
So you will not pay for extra money for having this AI
No,
concierge.
probably not.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight almost, and sharing your perspective about AI and latest trends and the future. And I'm hosting these live streams on a regular basis. And next week, we're going to create AI assistant. So please subscribe and hit the like button. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and see you soon.
Thank you.
See you.
Yeah.